God says to rest and relax and just let go and trust. It's all coming and aligning, and it's shifting, and God is doing it. So let's just be grateful for it. Let's just be still and know. I'm wearing my Platonic Solid shirt, and I brought my Platonic Solids. And actually there's 7 here, because there's 7 chakras, so it's all geometry, but there's only 5 Platonic Solids. So I don't remember all the names for them either. Let me put them in order to their sacred, their chakra. So, very grateful to God for helping me so much on my journey, and that though we went through so much darkness, it's all come to light now, and that we are complete. Solid, sovereign, and selective about how we spend our energies. We are here to help humanity to our highest ability and to our highest purpose. So we have to keep ourselves separate from certain energies who are not aligned for us. We are human, and sometimes we choose the wrong people, sometimes we make mistakes that are not aligned, but we still heal and we grow and we let go and we move on. I've really learned my lesson with Kevin, my husband, soon to be ex-husband. That I've got to choose me. I've got to choose God. And I can't hold on to someone who refuses to heal and doesn't hold themselves to be a sacred vessel. People like that will always be draining and parasitic on our energies, and we have to let go of what doesn't align. So, in letting go, we make room for that which does align to come in. And we are sacred vessels for Source, and we live in a world where many don't understand that, and they don't vibrate on our frequency or level to understand that. And I see that some that I have loved, I wanted them to see me, and I thought that they would or could, but people can only meet you to the level of consciousness where they've met themselves. And you have without resentments in your heart, to let go and love them from afar and move on and wish them well and say thank you, for the company in this journey. Thank you for being a friend when I needed one, and thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the inner growth and healing that I am taking to God as a result of our falling out and of our time together. It's okay to let go, and God wants us to. God would never want us to stay in a situation or an environment that was poisoning us spiritually and physically. As God made us as sacred vessels. We are so sacred to God that God knew that we would see through that experience and understand, and that we would take our power back as a result of it. So, there's no resentments. I don't hate him. I'm not that kind of person at all. I don't hate anyone. I live in love. I live in high vibration. I am a woman of God. And I am here on a higher mission. And I don't lower myself to those kind of dramas or those energy traps. I love him, but I'm letting go. And moving on with my life. I will have some money, but in this world, I'm gonna need more of that. I will have just, I don't know if I want to say, I don't know, but not enough to rent an apartment or anything like that, and I don't want to. At least not here, anyway. I really just want to get some land and have my soul family community already, but God knows, God's got a plan, and I don't know what that plan is, but I am doing what I can to remain patient in that process, for us to manifest that one and to align with it. Because really, when you think of manifestation, it's really more about alignment than manifesting, because a version of ourselves on a future timeline already has it, and we just have to align with that version of ourselves, and it will happen with that energy, with that frequency, with that timeline. But so we want to work and help others in healing and learning about their own healing, and the quantum superpowers that we are gifted through Source. We are powerful activators, and we can only be with those who are really vibrationally aligned with us in higher dimensions of consciousness and soul purpose. You have to have and be receiving the mission codes from Source, and working with God, working with the angelic realm, the universe, spirit guides to help you navigate what we are working on in our mission in this physical world. My water keeps leaking when I sip it. And I like the lid on because it keeps it warm, but I'm out here drinking hot tea and it's 104 degrees out. But I kind of like hot tea. I do. Like hot tea and kombucha. And I make kombucha. I just started another batch for its second fermentation last night. This time I'm doing it pear flavored. I got a bunch of pears from my friend at the gym, and I am making kombucha with it. So, happy and blessed for that, and grateful that, you know, I get to have a friend's energies and spirit incorporated in the tea that I make, and that I feel like medicine is always better when it comes from love, and it came from his land that he has out in Springdale, and you know, it was a gift. So that adds more frequency to blessings, is that, you know, when we have friends that anyways, you knew what I'm saying. It's all really about resonance and frequency and meaning, depth, richness. That adds power to everything energetically. It's like praying to your water, praying to your food, blessing your bath water, blessing a friend, praying for someone, helping them heal by putting your energy into them. It's all, the more you put in is the more you get back. If you are putting in love and you are infusing life with your sacred, good, angelic frequency, then you are making this world a better, more harmonious place, with your full presence being here, as opposed to not being fully present and being addicted to chemicals, addicted to substances, addicted to a parasitic dynamic in a relationship, or addicted to money, addicted to shopping. Those are low vibrational things that people can use to numb themselves, or to be absent and less present with others, because they focus on those things. They focus on material, not the spiritual. So You know, that's part of what we got to do to shift the paradigm is by shifting ourselves and the way that we think, the way we feel, the way we act, the energy that we put out. Kind of hot and sweaty out, so I had to take off my platonic solid shirt, but yeah. I'm gonna plug in the mic. So it's a funny thing we're going through at this point in our lives, because we know something's happening, but we can't prove it. You know, we're living in that, we know that God has performed miracles on us through our healing. And we know that our breakthrough is going to happen. It's inevitable because of what God put in us. But also, it's like the anticipation is getting thick. It feels like the dam is about to burst on our blessings, and it's about to really rain. It's gonna rain a lot, and I know it, and I feel it, and it's just an interesting place to be. It really is. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it because it took so much for me to fully see how supported I am. Because like even the horrible things that happened, I learned so much. Because I learned how my spirit team talks to me. I learned how God uses me. I learned about the powers that I have. I have been made with precision, intricately crafted by the hands of God. And it's amazing. It's amazing to be here. And I see that everything that I went through was all necessary. It was all a necessary ingredient in this divine alchemy. And I am not resentful of a thing. I am in so much gratitude for the abundance and growth and wisdom that God has instilled upon me. It's priceless and it is sacred, and I would never ever sell it for any price. And I won't sell my soul. I won't feed the darkness of this world. And even if it takes me longer to get there, I will trust God's timing. Because this is something too sacred for, it's not for sale. It is up to God what happens, and Satan can't touch it. And our healing is a gift, and we really just want to do as much of it as we can to heal ourselves, to heal others, to teach healing, and to show what is possible when we master our energy and master our frequency. We are vessels for source. Blessings to the universe, to my angel Victoria in heaven. She's a queen in heaven. She loves dandelions, and every time I see one, I pick one up and blow one for her. And we make a wish, you know? We've had the most beautiful friends and souls in our lives, and we've had some of the ugliest too. Our lives have been full of like the highest highs and the lowest lows that you can really think of. But, you know, that's the crazy, crazy journey. It's all a learning experience. And sometimes we learn our lessons the hard way. And we're like, nope, I don't want that at all in my life ever again. Or, you know, those are the really powerful ones that really activate us to be empowered and to set boundaries, and that is a blessing to teach us to do. So whew. Maybe working at a healing sanctuary, a healing retreat. There's got to be someone out there that's got some land for me. I really need to be around only myself or sovereign souls. I have to use my discernment, and I've learned my lesson enough times from being with those who are not in alignment with God's highest mission that, you know, that jealousy kicks in, and they, you know, our frequency they can't handle. So, you know, we are energetically protected because we are here on a divine mission. So we can only be with those who are on our level vibrationally. This is what healing looks like. This is what God does to protect us. It is divine protection. And the electric fence is powerful. because we've healed a lot. We've done a lot. We've come really far. Important reminders right now for anchoring in, I would say, is to breathe as much and as deeply as you can, to really expand your lungs and your chest and open your chakras energetically so you can receive the light codes that Source is bringing through. Rest, sleep, so important that we take the time to connect in our dreams. And many of us are being worked on in our dreams, and we're receiving training simulations and scenarios that are coming through in our dreams, and that God is bringing for us because they work on us in our sleep too. Hydrate, drink water, drink tea. I don't put sugar in my tea. I just drink hot green tea usually. Stretch. Know that our bodies store memory and that our bodies are intelligent, bioengineered. We are powerful vessels. We are bioelectricity. So it is important for us to tell ourselves good things, to be positive minded, to work through any negativity, to work through any blockages, to connect and ground to Mother Earth. Get your feet on the ground to release into her energetic fields, but also to receive, to be part of the grid. And as you breathe and stretch and connect to the higher realms, to your crown chakra, to the trees, to the angels, to your guides, to Holy Spirit, you are not alone. You are one in these energies, and everything is here for you. Dance, move your body. Find your tribe. Find your people. If they treat you with weird energy, then take that as a sign of spiritual protection and step back from it. Don't take it personally, because rejection is divine protection. And just say thank you, universe, and move on. But know that your angels and your soul family loves you. And that you're not alone in this world. You're not alone. Whatever you're going through, you're not alone. And we've all been through a lot. We've all been through a lot. And that pain makes us feel separate from each other, but also we've all felt that pain. And you know, we've gone through a lot of things. Without no pain, no gain. I said that to someone at the gym yesterday, and he said that was true. He's an awakened soul. His name's Eric, and I really, really like him and admire him. There's so many beautiful souls in this world, and God has really blessed me to have met and known so many of them. So I'm really thinking about what's next for me in my life, because you know, we're between worlds right now. We're between, like, we're not of the old world. We're not. And we're not going to go back to the slave matrix. Energetically, we walked away from all sorts of situations, people we love, relationships, marriages, because we are sacred vessels of source, and that we have to protect ourselves. So we're not going to shrink ourselves to a 3D job. We're not going to sell our souls for money. So what's next for us? You know, my marriage is, I am going through the process of divorce, and I need to move out. I need to find a place to live where I can really center myself spiritually and ground in my work. I need a garden. I need some land and some space to spread out and to grow my garden, to create my healing mission, to bring healing into this world and help others. Chosen ones are beautiful souls who are so important for the creation of new earth. And we need sanctuaries and places where we can be as unique as we are, and to empower each other to work our missions of light and to be safe. You know, I think that we need to really have a community where we can get together, have community meetings, maybe once a week, do ceremonies, do things that help us heal with Holy Spirit, with God, and work together on being effective. But we have to create healing sanctuaries. And I don't want to be the only one to have one. The whole world needs to be in healing. and that we need to shift that direction. Is the banks don't own anything. The land is ours. Mother Earth is a soul. No one can own a soul. She is the divine feminine, and she is sacred to God. So we need to treat her as sacred and love her, to feed that which feeds us back. She is our mother. She is our healer. And the love that we give her, she gives back to us. So we can shift and align to the love that is all around us. And loving ourselves, loving our own vessels, for we are no separate from her. She is us. We are her. We hold ourselves to be sacred. We hold our land to be sacred. And we hold each other to be sacred. And, we honor ourselves. We honor each other. We honor God. We honor Mother Earth. I think that I have to have land. I have to. I have to have land. I don't want to live under someone else's energy. I am sovereign. So something's going to manifest here, or I'm leaving Earth. Because God knows I'm tired and I work too hard to have nothing. And I'm not saying I have nothing, but I'm saying that I shouldn't have to live my life being like close to homeless forever, in survival mode, in scarcity. And no one should have to live like that. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. And that's why I'm speaking. Because that is all what the devil has done to try to keep us in constant fear, high cortisol, stress. These people, all in the matrix, and their vibration of it, it's low vibrational. The sound of their motors even, gives off their energy. It amplifies their negative energy that they carry because they hate their lives. They hate this world. And, I don't blame them because they are not in alignment with who they truly are as souls. And that sucks. And we're here to do better. We're here to do a lot better than that. Plus, it's rush hour traffic. People are getting off work, and they are, it's hump day. They're pretty much over the week already. My hair is finally starting to turn gray. I've kind of wanted it to, and I've been excited about that part of aging. But it is funny how fast it's happening, and I've been losing hair too, and I started using minoxidil just a couple days ago, and I think that some of that is a result of my husband too, and his energies not being in alignment with me. And, I see that too. But it's all the more reason why we need to go and why we need to move on and find our sanctuary, create our sanctuary, um, and be new earth. I am on that frequency, and he is in the frequency of the matrix, and that is just, it is what it is. We're going to look at marriage and things a lot differently in New Earth. And I think that marriage in the way that it is now is currently definitely a scam. And it is a trap. And I still am like, what was I thinking getting married? But I am. And, I'm like found out that it's going to be $375 to pay for our divorce. It's like so fucked up and evil for the government to have its hand even in your heartbreak. Really, really, really messed up. Just insane. It's such a scam. My heart is breaking, but I've been through a lot, and God is with me. So I know that we get upgrades for the hurt that we take to heal with God, and that I have helped him heal and taught him things and helped him grow a lot as a person. And I have been an angel to him in his life in so many ways. And I wish him all the best. And, I don't want this to hurt any more than it necessarily needs to. But there's always so much to be learned from the people we meet in our lives and the people we love. So grateful for the healing, grateful to God, and grateful for him, because it taught me something about myself. And I've put in so much good work because I was getting stronger in the process of being with him. Though we struggled in our marriage, and he's not a wealthy man by any means. Like working a blue collar job at Amazon, I have applied myself to my work, to infinity rising, to manifesting a better world. And I've been taking my energy to God and giving myself to my spiritual mission, and that's been wonderful and everything. But I still had to carry the weight for us. I had to carry the weight for us in spirit realm. There was such an imbalance between his spiritual life and, which is it not really existent. I don't want to say non-existent, but compared to me, um, I felt like I had to be the one who really saw things, who really understood. And that I always felt like I had to teach him like a child almost, because he didn't understand things that, are just intuitive to me. So it wasn't really, it was, I learned that I can't be around that, and that I don't want that in my life. And I learned that, that I can really love someone, and I am strong to be able to be with someone that is misaligned for a while, but at what cost? Because if it's harming me, if it's making my hair fall out, if it's breaking my heart or energetically leaking from me and my higher calling from God, then I can't hold on to it. And nor should I. I don't have to be self-sacrificial for others. I am too sacred for that. And that's what God has been teaching me through this relationship. And that is the lesson that I had to learn. And it had to come to the point where I really was presented with the truth of who he is in a way that I couldn't deny it at all anymore. I couldn't make excuses for him anymore. And I had to see it fully and feel it and cry through it. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's ugly and it's beautiful. So I just want to take some time in my life to really focus my healing and to get myself aligned again after that. Like really to heal my nervous system, to get some land, to get a home. So I'm not out here, like living in an RV with my narcissistic husband who harbors demons. And jerks off to porn. And gets defensive and can't even face himself in the mirror. He just takes and takes and takes from my energy, and he is not a sacred place for what I give. And what I give is too sacred to God to be given to someone who is actively being mind controlled by Satan and refuses to heal. God, it's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt. But we gotta see the truth. We gotta be aware. We gotta acknowledge that light and dark exist in this world, and that it's up to you what you choose, but what you allow to happen, you feed that. So we have to respect ourselves and respect our energy to have boundaries energetically. Men, I know that they are living in a world where porn is everywhere, and it's so easy to just get one off real quick and lust over some, poor broken soul, in this world who is trying to make some money in this world. It's sick to lust over oppressed women, especially when you're married, obviously, and that your wife is a sacred vessel of God, and you're not sacred yourself, and you're not sacred to her either. So, like, that is a deal breaker. That is a deal breaker. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I know it's hard for men in this world to be strong and not just pull it out and get off real quick, but on Pornhub, but that the devil put that there to take your energy, to siphon from you. That's why porn is free and so readily available. So you got to be strong. You got to protect your energy, protect your peace, and protect your people. Your wife pours into you and you're pouring into Pornhub. No wonder she doesn't want to sleep with you, because her spirit guides, her angels are telling her that something is not healthy about your sacred energy. And her body just knows. She can feel vibrationally when something is off. And that was really, I learned a lot from that, because I could tell that something wasn't right. And I didn't want to take in someone's unhealed toxic energy into my sacred vessel, into my sacred womb. That would not be all right. So, and that's more for me to heal from. Now I have to really think about, well, not just healing my heart, but clearing my womb um, of his energy, of his attachments and things that he carried. Because, as my husband, he was putting his energy into me, his seed into me. And, I learned a lot about, how much they had warned me. But they knew I was going to go for this one anyway. They knew it. And they were there for me, knowing that I was going to get heartbroken, but that I was going to do it so that I could heal and to higher align my life with my soul purpose, and that I can use that experience to help others. There was a healer that I reached out to or messaged and talked to on YouTube, and I don't know. I haven't heard back from her yet, and I don't know if maybe that's some kind of divine protection happening. So I still really want to do ayahuasca ceremony, and I would like to do a full-on spiritual retreat somewhere so I can really focus on mission and do the work that I need to do um, to higher align my life with that God has prepared for me. And I need some time to really heal myself from this marriage and from what we've been through. So I'm really thinking about spiritual retreats and doing something of that variety. So if any of you, or if you know anyone who's involved in that, hit me up, let me know, reach out, send a message. My email is infinityrising7@gmail.com. And that said, also follow me on other platforms. There's links below. Donate. Uh, follow me on other platforms. Follow Infinity Rising on Army of Angels on Patreon. And donate to our Gofundme as we are trying to secure land for New Earth sanctuaries. We've got a lot of creative energy flowing. The sacral energy is divine, and the source and our angels, our guides, are giving us wonderful ideas all the time. So we want to really get in our environment and flourish, and use our magic to manifest miracles and healing for our communities, for the world as a whole. And of course, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you believe we are soul family, and you think that we are meant to connect, and you are sovereign in your frequency and in your energy, and you're a chosen one, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to hear about the things you are doing, about your mission of light, and how you feel like God has been steering you to create a better world. So yeah, I love you guys, and I'm grateful, and I'm excited to be here, to be awake, to be a vessel for source. And this is truly ours to create. So let's do our best. And know that we are all energetically a part of, we are feeding what we focus on, and what we put our energy in, what we put our money into, we manifest. So stay with God, stay with that is going to create better. and try to do less of what is feeding the dark side, what's feeding the entities, you know, less corporate, more farmers market kind of thing. And just know that we're all doing this together, and that you are so much more powerful than they ever hoped you would find out. But you know, you're doing great things, and God has a much bigger plan in store for you. So nothing can stop you. I love you, and God bless you. Bye.